Benito Milcare Andrea Mussolini was born at Tovia di Predapio, Italy on July 29, 1893. He came from a poor family. His mother was a teacher in elementary school and his father a socialist blacksmith who transmitted him a passion for socialism. In 1902, he went to Switzerland to avoid military service, but in 1904 he returned to Italy and became the editor of the organization's newspaper Avanti, with which he could expand more his influence on socialism. During 1914, he saw the World War I as an opportunity for his country to become a great power, but this was his break with socialism and was drafted into the Italian army in 1915. In March 1919, Mussolini formed the Fascist Party and won the support of many people. He created a paramilitary known as the Black Shirts, who terrorized political opponents. Mussolini declared himself as the only person capable to restore order and was named Prime Minister in 1922. But in 1925, he became a dictator.
He started out as a socialist, but after being expelled from the Socialist Party, he started his own fascist party. His ultimate goal was to create a totalitarian country. Socialism wanted to end social classes and private property. It wanted all the country to have the same and not gain or get more money than others. Fascism wanted the citizens to work all for the state's good and for the state's benefit, not for their own. Totalitarianism was the most restricted. It prohibited any freedom of thought, and the government controls the political, economical, social, cultural, and intellectual lives of the citizens. Mussolini believed in government ownership and control of economy. When socialists opposed to Italy's entry to World War II, he was outraged because he thought that Italy could emerge from war like an empire just as Germany did. He combined nationalism and socialism and came up with fascism.
Mussolini's army wasn't prepared, so Italy didn't participate in World War II until Germany invaded France in 1940. Italy fought Britain in Africa, invaded Greece, and joined Germany in the partition of Yugoslavia. The invasion of Soviet Union and the declaration of war on the US. After many defeats suffered by the Italians, the Grand Fascist Council dismissed Mussolini on July 25, 1943, and arrested him the next day. He had to sign an armistice with the Allies who had invaded South Italy. On September of that year, the Germans rescued Mussolini, who proclaimed the Italian Social Republic, which only survived with the German protection.
Benito Mussolini, as a dictator, broke a lot of laws, and also the rights of people, of their citizens. Mussolini was a person that created the term totalitarianism, in which if you are with the country's thoughts, you were supported. People out of the state or against it were nothing for the government, and due to this, his actions became even further against people's rights. A big example of this are the human rights that he violated in the process of the dictatorship, as for example, the Article 5 of the document that says that no one shall be subject to torture or punishment. In this dictatorship, Mussolini tried to end with the criticism of his government, but with punishment to the one that does it. Also, the Article 18 that says that everyone should have freedom of thought. In the fascist Italy, they teach kids to just obey Mussolini, that he was the supreme savior. They were preparing kids to fight for the country and women were taught to stay home carrying kids. The next article 19 in the freedom of opinion contains freedom to hold opinions. But if in Benito's government a normal person said that he didn't like him, they'll go to jail. And finally, the Article 26 of the document saying the education shall promote the understanding and tolerance between nations. Kids in the school were educated to promote the fighting of the men for the nation. This means attacking other countries. And for women, they were taught to just be carrying kids in home, to prepare kids for war.
By the last days of war, Mussolini tried to flee to Switzerland to escape execution with his lover Clara Petacci, but they were found and captured by the members of the Italian resistance, who shot them afterwards. On April 28, 1945, their bodies were hung and downhead in the streets of Piazza Loreto in Milan, Italy, as a crowd celebrated the fall of their dictator and the end of the war.